Hey everyone, welcome to another great episode of the Smooth Business Growth Podcast, where we share 15 minutes of fast-paced peer marketing strategies proven to move the needle in your business. So I'm your host and Captain Lindsay Phillips. I am the founder of Smooth Sailing Business Growth, where we help busy entrepreneurs attract and acquire customers faster through powerful and consistent content marketing. In fact, if you go to smoothbusinessgrowth.com, you can download your social media roadmap to help you do just that. So today I am super excited. As you know, I am a total tool geek and love all those kind of softwares that help automate things and improve your content marketing. So I'm super hyped to be speaking to sales funnel and conversion optimization expert and founder of Funnelytics, which I do use, Mikael Dia. So he'll share with us how to maximize our ROI using sales funnels and, of course, share with us the awesomeness that is Funnelytics. So let's set sail. So welcome aboard, Mikael.
No, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Yes. Love tools. And the fact that you are Canadian and only live an hour away just makes this interview even more cooler for me.
Exactly. Absolutely. I'm excited.
Cool. So, a lot of people talk about sales funnels and automated sales funnels and think that just because they have a business, they need to dive right into it. How do you really know when your business is ready to dive into sales funnels?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that you have to really understand. First is what is truly a sales funnel and how does it work? People, especially now in digital marketing, people talk about funnels all the time, and there's various different definitions. Some people talk about, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and
right.
Bottom of the funnel. And then there's people who talk about just optimizing conversions and all of these geeky terms, right? But if you really break it down as to what a funnel is, it's the act of actually targeting your dream customer, the person that you want to work with, or the person that's most likely going to buy and use your product or your service, and taking them through a sequence of steps where they can't control the conversation. Mm-hmm. So here's what ends up happening most of the time. People put out content, or they'll create a social media post and hope that people come to their website, and then hope that people click around their website and then find the contact me button in the top right and then just fill out a form, right? A funnel isn't meant to work that way. The way a funnel works is I'm going to place my ad in front of my dream customer. They either click the ad or they don't. When they do click that ad, they land on a landing page or a sales page or whatever it may be. And they either put in their name and email, or they take that action that we've decided on that page, or they leave, right? And then once they do take the action, there's the next step. And on that next page, they either take the action or they leave. We make the process extremely streamlined, so that way we can measure and we see, okay, is it converting? Is it actually generating us more and more customers? Make sense?
That makes total sense.
So on that note, now you have to ask yourself, when is the right time to implement a funnel? Well, it really comes down to understanding whether or not you have figured out your product market fit. Are people buying your offer? If they are consistently, if you have been able to sell it consistently and through word of mouth, through whatever it may be, just networking, however you're selling your offer, as long as you've gotten that message clear, you know that there's that dream customer and you know who they are and you know how to pitch it to them in a way that is going to make them want to purchase, that is when the right time. Because if you don't know what your offer is, or you don't know, how to position it, or you don't even know if it's going to work, well, guess what? You're going to be spending money on advertising, hoping that to test your messaging, to test whether or not it works. And chances are you're going to get it wrong. So you really want to get to the point where, okay, my offer works, people love it, it's getting people results, and I know who my dream customer is. Now I can match the two. And now I can start building out that funnel.
Perfect. I like how you lay that out. I think that makes it easy for people to understand. Now, and I think people think that sales funnels are this massive, complicated thing, and they can be. I mean, obviously, there are, Frank Kern's funnels. Some of them are a little, they're like heavy duty. But what types of funnels do entrepreneurs typically use the most, or maybe explain one or a couple that are a good starting point?
Yeah, actually, there are really 6 essential funnels, and it's a combination of how you use those funnels. You don't need all 6 in your business. The very first thing that you need to look at, I mean, the 6 funnels are actually divided into 3 categories. The first is lead generation, getting somebody to give you their name and email. The second is the education type of funnel, where if you have a higher ticket item or something that costs you a little bit more money, you need to spend a little bit more time educating that person. And therefore, that's when they'll pull out their credit card and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then the third type is the actual sales funnel to convert that user into a customer.
Right.
Okay? So those are kind of the 3 categories. And there's typically around 2 core types in each category. So let's talk about lead generation. The easiest, simplest lead generation funnel is your typical ebook value funnel, right? Where people land on a page, they put in their name and email in order to download some sort of free report or free video training, something very, very simple. The second lead generation type of funnel is what we call a survey funnel. So you take a big group of people, you put them in through a survey, or it could be a calculator. For example, we have one for one of my businesses in the nutrition space. We use a calculator to calculate people's calories and the macro breakdown of their calories in order for them to lose weight. So we ask them like male, female, that kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So a survey funnel basically takes all of the masses and now takes them through a survey and allows you to start segmenting that audience, male, female, age, whatever it may be. Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to bulk up? That kind of stuff. That way it allows you to segment them and tailor the messages accordingly. Okay. So those are kind of the 2 lead generation funnels. Let's go over to the sales side. There's really 2 things that you can do in order to make sales. You can either push somebody to get on the phone with you.
Yeah.
That's if you're selling something high ticket, usually above $2,000, right? You want to get on the phone. You're going to need to have that phone conversation. Or you can just get somebody to put in their credit card right there on an order form and purchase through your website. So from a conversion standpoint, that's what you're looking at. You're either looking to get somebody on the phone with you, or you're looking to get somebody to put in their name and email, their credit card details and hit the purchase button there. And it's all dependent on the price of your offer. Again, usually the threshold is about $2,000. Now, a typical if you're selling something for, let's say $2,000, or let's, make it simpler, something around $1,000, that's still a fairly big commitment, right? That's still a pretty big decision for somebody. So you usually need to have some sort of bridge, some sort of education process in between, right? So you can't just be like, hey, give me your name and email, and then here's my little sales page, give me $1,000. Nobody's going to buy. So the middle funnels are the ones that are your education. And usually that's a webinar or some sort of 3-part video training. So those are kind of the 6 funnels. You have your lead generation, your survey, you have your webinar, your 3-part video series, and then you have your main sales funnel with your order form on your website versus getting somebody to fill out an application or scheduling a call with you.
Perfect. And you captivate your audience, you obviously educate them, nurture them, and then you finally have to ask for something.
Exactly.
You're not going to grow your business.
Exactly.
So that makes total sense. Now, I want to get into the good stuff because this is my favorite part. So how does Funnelytics help master our funnels? How does Funnelytics kind of come into the equation here?
So Funnelytics was built specifically to help non-data nerds, because unfortunately, in order to see and know and understand whether or not your funnel is converting, you have to look at numbers. You have to look at how much did I spend on ads? What were the breakdown of all of the steps that people took to get to the end? How much did I make back, etc. Right? And most of the time that's done through something like Google Analytics or whatnot. And you kind of have to be a data scientist to look at the spreadsheets and the charts and the graphs and figure all that stuff out, which is, I'd rather kind of jump cumbersome. Off. Yeah, it's cumbersome. It's frustrating. It's really annoying. I created Funnelytics because I wanted a way to visually see how people flow through my funnel. Right? I want to be able to map out my entire funnel on a canvas, right? I map out my landing page and my sending people to a webinar, my email sequences, all of that stuff, map it out on a canvas, and then hit a switch and actually see how people are flowing through it. Where are they dropping off? What's working? What's not? Funnelytics, that's what it does. That's the core essence of it. The first part of Funnelytics is the mapping tool. You use the mapping canvas to map your funnels, and we have the 6 core funnels as a free kind of gift whenever you create your free account. It's completely free with Funnelytics to map your funnels. You can map as many as you want, and from there, now you can actually, once you start sending traffic, you can start analyzing how people flow and where they drop off using our analytics tool. That is the paid version. That's our pro version.
That's awesome. And as I deal with a bunch of different clients and we create sales funnels and stuff like that. So it's like, I get it in my head. I can map it out, or, I envision Infusionsoft campaign and how it, works and connects. But you try to explain that to a client and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Where if I map it out using Funnelytics, they're like, okay, I get it. They can see the actual natural flow. Like, then there's an upsell page. And then if they say yes to this, this happens. If they say no to that, this happens. And just having that visual picture. And then you can kind of see where things aren't working, right? Like what's, well, that doesn't make sense because of this, because you can see it. A lot of people are very visual. It's super helpful.
Yeah. And that's the reason I wanted to build this tool, is because, everyone is visual. Most people are visual. Most people don't live in numbers and conversion and percentages. And when you can visually see something, you can immediately pinpoint what's working and what's not. And that's the most important part. And especially not just what's working, what's not, but also understanding it and seeing, like, this is where somebody's dropping off. Like, it's there, it's in front of me. It's not, let me look at, okay, this is 20%. And then this minus this plus this times 5. Does that mean it works, or is it missing? Like that's typically what you end up doing when you don't have a visual tool.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it surprises me how many people will create, lead magnets, do Facebook ads, create funnels, and then they don't see the end result. So then they can the whole thing. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, they're not seeing the analytics from start to finish. And so they just, it doesn't work. I need to start from scratch. Where, I find Funnelytics will help you kind of figure out the portion that might not be working, so you can tweak that portion and optimize it.
Absolutely. And that's the key to a successful funnel. That's really what it comes down to. If you actually can kind of go through that process, then you can optimize. And the funny thing about funnels is they're kind of like this secret little gift that most people don't understand they exist, or they seem like this mystical thing. Like, you can literally turn it on and get a flood of, I remember when we were running our agency, and we dialed in our funnel. It took us a while to get the right funnel. We tried a whole bunch of them, but when we dialed it in, the first 18 months of building our agency, we generated probably a total of $200,000 in revenue in those 18 months. But then we finally got our funnel dialed in. And the following 18 months, we scaled to over 7 figures. We made over $1 million in the following 18 months because the funnel was dialed in.
Yeah.
And we were just, the numbers all made sense. We were generating a lot of revenue. Our calendars were consistently and constantly full. It was predictable. It was reliable. And that's kind of the beauty of a funnel. It's like an on and off switch.
Yeah.
But if you don't know your metrics, if you can't see the numbers, if you give up too prematurely, then it doesn't ever flow.
No, you got to be patient, which is the hard part.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got to know what you're fixing or what you're optimizing. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to solve with Funnelytics is giving people more access to what's working, releasing the handcuffs and making them actually get clarity on what is working and what's not.
Awesome. And and as mentioned, I'm a user, and that's why I was super excited to have you on board, and my clients are thankful that I use it. And it was just so easy. I'm so glad I found it. So how can people find it so that they can they can sign up and get those 6 funnels? Yeah.
So if you just go to funnelytics.io, you can create your free account. The mapping tool is free. Our pro version, which is the analytics, is currently in beta. So right now it's full, but we will be launching it to the public near the end of October.
Oh, nice.
And so you can log on, use the mapping tool, close some clients. You can click on the vault and get access to the 6 free essential funnels. And that's how it works.
That is awesome. So what are some of the cool features of the pro version, out of curiosity, that you'll be releasing?
I mean, the coolest feature is actually the fact that you see the how people flow and the actions that people take. Yeah. It's all mapped on the canvas. We're planning and we're playing with a few different ideas around, how heat maps work for on page. Well, wouldn't it be really cool if you could see a heat flow, like the path that's making you the most money versus some paths that are a little bit colder and whatnot. So there's a couple cool ideas that we're playing with, but the most important is that you can actually visually see where people drop off, the actions that they take, and the steps that they take in order to get to your checkout page or your whatever your goal may be.
Awesome. I love it. Looking forward to that. So thanks so much for joining us. The 15 minutes, it goes by fast.
Yeah, it goes by very fast.
I know, but you gave some killer tips, and obviously sharing Funnelytics so that more people can use it and really dial in their sales funnels. So thanks for that.
No, my pleasure. It's my pleasure to contribute as much as I can.
Awesome. So that is this week's 15-minute cruise to move the needle in your business, folks. It has come to an end. Thanks again to Mikael for joining us. I'll, of course, have his links on the show notes so you can dive into that. And, of course, if you're looking to achieve faster growth through blogs, videos, podcasting, social media, and sales funnels, of course, look no further than smoothbusinessgrowth.com. So have a profitable and productive week, folks, and may the winds always be at your back.